Has addiction taken a toll on your family? Are you feeling helpless as you watch a loved one struggle? Does it seem like there is nobody to talk to? You don't have to do it alone. Our doors are always open. Family Night at the McShin Foundation.
Hello everyone, my name is Daryl McGraw. How's it going? Come on man, how y'all doing out there? We good? I came from Connecticut and I want to make sure y'all in here. I want to make sure I ain't alone. You know, I used to hear voices when I used to smoke that crack. I used to think that I was in a room full of people. Y'all remember that? Oh, I was the only one smoking crack? Oh, I was the only one smoking crack in here? I was the only one that sold all their stuff. All their movies was at the DVD. All their DVDs and all that stuff was at the pawn shop. My kids want to watch a movie. We got to go to the pawn shop to watch a movie. Oh, y'all don't remember that. So I'm honored and privileged to be here. My name is Daryl McGraw. My clean date is May 7, 2007. So I've been in recovery for a little while. I know a little something about recovery. You know, and I'm always grateful to have the opportunity to come down to the McShin Foundation and enjoy and actually fellowship with you brothers and sisters in this room. For me, and it's an honor to be here on Black History Month. You know, because I'm black, right? In case some of y'all didn't know that, I'm black, right? So when they said come down for Black History Month, I was like, the shortest month of the year, y'all want me to come down here and share? But I was like, all right, whatever. So I'm down here, you know, eating, enjoying this food and everything, and just an honor and a privilege to think about how far I've come. You know, I remember I couldn't get 5 minutes clean. I remember when I couldn't get 5 minutes clean. And for me, when I go back to May 7, 2007, and I was in my house and I was kind of bored. Anybody ever been in a house and was bored and had nothing to do? So that's kind of where my story began. You know, my kids were running around. I had just got off of work, and I couldn't get my mind off of this half a crack joint that was in my pocket. Right? Back then we call them woolies. I don't know what y'all call them down here. Y'all got all kinds of strange names for drugs, but we used to call them woolies, right? And I couldn't get my mind off of that half a crack joint. So I threw my uniform of the day on, that black flight jacket, Timberland boots, and my hoodie, because you know I think I was cool. And I would throw that on, and I got in the car. At the time I had a 2002 Durango with a 2 1/4 Flowmaster exhaust system on there. Some of y'all know about those cars, right? Used to have that revving engine, right? You shaking your head to that, right? Yeah. People used to think it had a Hemi engine in it. They'd be like, yo, that truck got that Hemi engine? I used to say, yeah, it didn't have a Hemi in it. So I got in the car and I sparked up that half a crack joint and I was in my zone. You know, I popped on the music. At the time I was listening to MOP. I know that's a little before some of y'all's time. I see some of them old school dudes smiling to that. MOP First Family. If you have that CD in your house, you should throw it away because it will get you arrested, right? So I'm listening to that MOP and I'm smoking that crack, and that last toke of that joint, I look in the rearview mirror and I see the police. This place I've been many times before. Lights is flashing, so I pull over, cop walks up to the truck, crack smoke rolls out the window, and he says, you know why I pulled you over? I said, no. He said, I pulled you over because you were on your cell phone. And I was like, I wasn't on my cell phone. And see, when I'm high, I think I'm a lawyer, right? So I decided to argue my case on the side of the road. Not a good idea. So him and I kept going back and forth, and he said, you know, I said to him, the only reason you pulled me over is because I'm black. He was black too. So, just saying, this is an educational night too. That's not a good argument. That's not a good thing to use, right? So it paused him for a second. He looked at his hand, he looked at me, and then he smiled at me and he said, don't worry about it. I don't know if any of you have ever been on the other side of when a police officer tells you, don't worry about it. What does that mean? Come on, man, talk to me. What does it mean? Worry about it, right? So, I had my license out. He said, let me get your registration. So when I reached my registration, I went to hand it to him. He grabbed me by the neck and he started choking me. He started choking me on the side of the road. And when I tell this story, I never forget. I still feel his fingers in my neck, right? And he was choking me. And my foot hit the gas of the truck, and that engine revved. That Hemi engine, that fake Hemi engine, it revved. And he let me go. And I had the idea, this smart idea to take off. So I took off. And I'm flying, I'm floating. I got about 6 police cars behind me now, right? I told y'all I smoked crack. How much gas y'all think I had in the truck when I decided? Y'all know how we do, right? How much gas y'all think I had in the truck when I decided to go on this car chase? Quarter tank, you balling, man. You big time. I had about $1.37. You know I'm the only one that ever pulled a seat up looking for change and stuff. Then I walk into the gas station, slap it on the counter, $1.37 on 5. I'm from Connecticut. Our gas is a little bit more expensive. I see y'all got some cheap gas down here. I want to bring some gas home. So I got, the light is on, I take my foot off the gas, the light goes off, the light comes on, right? So I had this another bright idea. I said, man, I'm going home. So I brought all the police to my house, to my nice quiet street. And when I pull up, it's like 7 cop cars, the lights are shining, and everything is going crazy. And I get out the car, and I look at the police officer, and I say, officer, what's going on? What's all the commotion about? And he hit me with the taser. How many of you guys ever been tased in here? Oh, a whole crowd, y'all. Lightning bugs in here. Everybody's lighting up in here. I see a couple of females over there. This is the first time I ever did a talk where I see females get tased. I'm with y'all. This is my people right there. You must be wild. We gotta watch out for you. Make sure you keep her away from me. She like to get it turned up, right? So they tased me, and I'm on the ground, and I'm in the fetal position. Who do you think had the pleasure of watching me in the fetal position if I just came home? Kids. Now, 45 minutes prior to that, where was I? Talk to me. Where? In the house. Home, safe, right? I left my house to go out, get tased and choked in 45 minutes. It don't take long for us to get in trouble, people. It don't take long for us to get in trouble. So what happened next is, when they tase you, they bring you to the hospital to take the prongs out your body, right? I'm talking right? Shorty, I'm talking right? All right. I'm thinking they might do the women a little different, I don't know, right? So they bring you to the hospital, take the prongs out your body. I'm looking, and I see 2 cops. I see a nurse and a doctor in the room. And I look at the nurse's face, and she had this look of disgust on her face. And I'm trying to figure out, what is she looking at? What is she looking at? I thought my leg had got ripped off or something. And I realized that she was looking at me. I was filthy. I had burn holes in my jacket. I probably didn't smell so good, right? And I was just dirty. And it was at that time, in that hospital bed, chained to the hospital bed, I knew that I wanted to do something different. I knew that this was it. I got tired of I had nothing else to give, right? So they brought me to the police station. And, I don't know how y'all do it down here, but, in Connecticut, they just got a metal bunk, right? And I'm in that metal bunk. I see Honesty grabbing for the numbers. I'm getting nervous, right? So I'm on this metal bunk, and I jump up and I start thinking about, how much trouble I'm in. You know how when you're in the cell, you start, I'm sliding around. I got my socks on. I'm like, engaging police in pursuit. They didn't get the drugs. How bad could this really be? And then in my mind, I conjure up and I think I got him. So the officer comes down, and it's usually the fat cop with no police car, no gun, no badge. He just got keys. It takes him 20 minutes to get to the cell. And you can just hear the keys coming, but you're like, man, where's he coming from? Why is it taking him so long to get here? It took him 5 minutes to lock me up, and it's taking this dude. So he comes down, and I said, officer, what's my bond? I want to go home. Where's my one phone call? He told me my bond was $250,000 cash. And I was like, cash? Why is it cash? And he said, the officer said that you dragged him 25 feet at 20 miles an hour with your vehicle. Now, mind you, an hour prior to that, where was I? Home. Now I'm sitting in the cell on $250,000 bond in my socks, right? been tased and choked, all for that crack, right? I'm gonna move up a little quick because we got some really wonderful speakers coming, but I want you to hear the end. I was in my cell, West Wing 25 cell in Hartford Correctional, right? And some guy, I don't know who he was, I haven't seen him again, he came down to my cell and he says, I got a book for you to read. I said, man, if I was reading books, I wouldn't be locked up. He said, no, I got this book for you to read. And the book was Rick Warren's Purpose-Driven Life. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever read that book, right? A couple of y'all read that book? Shorty, they got tased, read that book. Clap it up, sisters, right? So, the Rick Warren, so those of you that read the book know it's a 40-day spiritual journey, right? My court date was 41 days away, right? So I thought God was speaking to me directly. He said, you read this book and you could go home, right? Because I think God's a bondsman. So I'm thinking this is directly from God, like an email, right? So I start reading this book, and every day I'm writing a couple of lines, but by day 25, I'm writing chapters. I'm writing all kinds of things. I'm writing pages after page because I wanted to change so bad. That I started writing this, and I ended up writing a 5-year plan of what I wanted to see my life like. And the number one thing that I had to realize that I had to change was my character. My character. You know why you have to change character first? Is because once you change your character, certain things no longer become acceptable. Crack smoking no longer becomes acceptable. Then I wanted to be a better dad. I was a dad, but I was the dad that was in the bathroom that was smoking crack, and when you come out, the kids ask you for a pony. Because, see, kids know. We teach our kids. When we're under the influence, we teach our kids how to respond. So they know when dad goes out, he comes back a different guy. Don't ask him for nothing when he's not high. Just wait till he goes to the bathroom and you can get a pony out of this dude, I'm telling you. Right? So all these things are happening, and by day 40 comes, I'm in that cell, and I say to God, I remember looking up at the ceiling, and I say, God, listen, I'm ready to do whatever. I want to go home. We all want to go home, but if it's not your will, I'm ready to go whatever. Because in that cell, in West Wing 25 cell, I found purpose. And And I went to court the next day, and it was me, the lawyer, my girlfriend, prosecutor, and a sheriff. So I'm looking, this is looking real good. This looks like they could give me a deal and won't even nobody know nothing about it. This is one of those times you get to go home. And they gave me 4 years. I got 4 years that day, but I was okay with that because why? I have found purpose. And my purpose was to use my story as a tool to help others find recovery. And I've been doing that from May 7, 2007 to this very day that brought me to the McShin Foundation, to the CARES Talk, to be able to share with you and those people that are watching on Facebook Live and across the country saying that hope is possible. This thing is possible. I'm telling you, I used to sell everything. I smoked everything. Man, y'all know I ain't even gonna lie, because we all family. I've been on the ground and tasted some sheetrock and tasted some... See, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all acting like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all just ate a candy cane from a few years ago. Can't believe you thought you left like a $200 rock under the Christmas tree and it was a candy cane, but we ain't gonna talk about that. So I say this to say that, man, it's an honor and a privilege to be here and sharing this recovery journey, because through that, I have, I got just two seconds more. I will say this, that I was released from prison June 10, 2010. So I've been home almost 10 years. People say that you can't find recovery in prison. My first 3 years of recovery started in the prison cell. And those of you that know, you could get more drugs in prison than you could get on the street. I didn't use it in jail. I did everything. I went to every A they had, NA, AA, whatever A they had, I went to it. And when I got out, I had 6 notebooks of that 5-year plan. And I put that plan in motion. And my mother, who watched me go in and out of courtrooms numerous times, got to watch me, 2013, watch me walk across the stage and get a bachelor's degree, right? I enjoyed that look on her face so much that the next year, 2 years later, I got a master's degree, and I have a master's degree in organizational management and leadership. Just because I was feeling freakish and, I thought being a drug counselor was cool, I am also a certified addictions counselor, and I'm also a certified criminal justice professional with numerous letters behind my name. I train all over the country. I have an amazing opportunity to do amazing things, but if nothing else, I know that I am not fooled by 1 second, that I know that every day is a choice. Every day I have to make the choice to do the next right thing. It's not easy. Yes, every once in a while on a hot day, I drive past a liquor store and I'll be like, Heineken for $12.99. That sounds like a good price. But I also play the tape out, and I also know where that Heineken will take me. And I know I love this life so much, and I love you, and I want to say thank you for having me. And let's go to the next spot, next speaker.